Okay, this is part 2 of my 2-part tutorial on how to create mashed potatoes and spaghetti. To create spaghetti, you'll need these materials. First, taking the flesh colored clay, take about a chunk roughly this big. And what you do is you just simply roll it out into very, very thin strands. It needs to be thin so that you can easily coil it, but not too thin that it breaks too easily. And yes, and we're gonna be cutting this, so about a piece that long will do for the first part. So cut that. Cut them in about strips this long. So cut that, then bring the other strip and cut that. And just set those aside. See, this one we can also use to make longer, so just kind of roll out that side. And then cut off about to here. And just set this aside. Now do that until you have about 7 of those. Okay, now that I have my coils, I'm going to take a darker brown. And you won't need as much. And what you do is you're just going to take this, and you are going to use this for 2 things. So just get a little ball, roughly this size, and then just use your fingers to make a plate. Set that aside. Now, taking some more of the brown clay, not too much again, about this much, and then just start breaking off tiny little pieces and roll them into little balls. These are going to be the meatballs. So just roll a couple out. I'm going to be doing 3, and then just put the excess clay back into the package. So there are my meatballs. Let's move on to the next step. Now, taking your brown plate and one of your strings of spaghetti, lay it out, and then use an X-Acto knife or blade and cut off a piece about this big. Now set this aside, and then just start layering these. Start layering these pieces all around. Just keep on cutting. And you don't necessarily have to use all the pieces you cut out. It just is so that you don't have to make extra in the middle. So just begin layering these. And string them. It doesn't have to be a particular order. And as soon as I get mine, I'll layer. Okay, now I've got my spaghetti all layered. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take some brown pastels, and I am simply going to get my brush and just dust some lightly on. Now what we do next is taking liquid Sculpey. You pour it just a little bit. And then I'm taking a red color. Mix that on. And then taking a bit of brown, mix that in. And then also adding some red clay. Mix that in. Now, as soon as I have mine all mixed in, we'll move on to the next step. Now that I have my tomato sauce mixed up, I'm going to take my X-Acto knife, or you could use a brush, and I am just going to scoop some up. And it's going to be a little chunky, but that's okay. And just spread that on top of the spaghetti. Try to scrape as much as you can on. You don't want to waste. And just get the whole, as much as you can covered. You can always make more if you want to put more sauce on. And it should look like this. Now, what you do next is, you know those meatballs you made? You're going to just place those on the sauce like this, and they will stay on nicely. And just place them on. Just like that. That is how you make spaghetti out of polymer clay, and I hope you enjoyed learning how, and I hope you try it out sometime. Thank you.